Okay, May 30th, 2011. Text 403, Blue Notebook 495. We're on lesson 8.2. We are very close to the end of this textbook. Congratulations for going all the way through. Okay, today we're going to go through cosine law. I just want to reiterate how important it is to be able to name a triangle. So, I'm going to go over this point here. If I were to call this angle A, that means the opposite side is side A. Okay? Same idea, if this is, say, angle B, the opposite side of this is side B. And finally, if this is our angle C, the opposite side is side E. Instead of showing you 3 different formulas for cosine law, as long as you can name and manipulate a triangle like this, you only need to memorize 1 formula. So essentially, I'm going to show you 1 formula today for cosine law. You need to be able to rename triangles to make them do what you want. So, that being said, cosine law states that C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2A B multiplied by cos of angle C. So this is a uppercase C, this one's a lowercase c. Okay? I know that looks confusing. I'm going to rewrite it in black just so you guys can see what it's supposed to look. C squared, so that side C is equal to the side of A squared plus the side of B squared, subtracted by 2 times side A times side B times cos of angle C. This is called cosine law. Cosine law. Okay? So I color-coded it to match the triangle up there, side C, angle C, side A, and side B. Cosine law is set up to solve for this, angle C, or side C. We do not go solving for side A, B, A, or B. Okay? We don't solve for any of those in cosine law. We are setting up our triangle to only solve for side C or angle C. So you may need to rename your triangle to make sure it's set up for side and angle C. You're going to see what I mean when I start to do the first question here. So, with that being said, Irvin asked me, in the book you're going to notice they have a formula with A on the outside, a formula with B on the outside, and a formula with C on the outside. I've only used the C formula. Technically, they're all the exact same formula. I think it'll be easier if you just memorize one of the formulas and just remember how to rename a triangle. Okay? All the formulas are technically the same. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So they've given us this question, example number 1. Okay? So example 1, they told us that we have angle HR and B. B stands for this boat that is floating. Dun, dun, dun. There's the boat. This is the lighthouse. Okay, there's the light. And this is a rock. The boat is trying to figure out the distance between the lighthouse and the rock. So, what side of the triangle is the boat trying to solve for? B, right? If this is our angle B, that's going to be side B. It needs to solve for the distance between the lighthouse and the rock. So, what I'm going to do, because remember our cosine law is set up to have A, B, and C. Thank you. We're going to rename the triangle A, B, and C. So, I'm going to write the same triangle. We're going to redraw it. Same triangle, roughly same shape. I'm going to rename it. Now, remember, in this triangle, they were solving for B, okay? So because they're solving for B right here, I'm going to rename that side what? Anyone know what letter? Yes. I'm going to rename it C. Whenever we use cosine law, I'm either solving for side C or angle C. That is it. So since that was that B there, we're going to call that side C, which then means this is angle C. Very good. The A and the B are sadly less important. I'm going to call this A, which means this is side A, which is 4.2 kilometers. And I'm going to name the other side right now. The other side is side B. This is 4. No, it does not. That's what's important. What's important is A and B are not important. C is of the utmost importance. If you do not name side C and angle C properly, you won't be able to use this formula. Okay? So because I was solving for side C, I called it side C. Finally, that angle was 26 degrees. Okay? So I used the colors that we've been using before just so you get the hang of it. I'm going to take that formula I had from above, copy and paste it here. Okay, so we're using this formula here. Okay. So if you guys notice, we're color-coded just to make it simple for you guys. Okay, so we're solving for side C. We'll keep that, I guess, as green. C squared, I'm going to write it in green, just make it easy, is equal to, what was our side A's measurement? Oh, thank you. 4.2, and I need 4.2 squared according to this formula. Plus, what is side B? 4.5. So, 4.5 squared. Subtracted by 2 times side A, which is 4.2, multiplied by side B, which is 4.5, again multiplied by, this is the important part, cos of angle C. Angle C was how large? 26. Okay? So I've written it all in color. I'm going to work the rest of the way in black because it'll be simpler for me. So I'm going to rewrite this. This says C squared is equal to 4.2 squared plus 4.5 squared minus 2 times 4.2 times 4.5. This is very important. You need to realize this is times cos of 26. I could even put that in brackets if I wanted. I have to do cos of 26. Many people make a mistake, and I'm going to show you where that mistake is in a second. Well, let's work through this. So C squared is equal to 4.2 squared, 17.64, plus 4.5 squared, which is 20.25, subtracted by, now this says 2 times 4.2 times 4.5, technically times cos 26. I'm going to kind of do this in 2 steps. I'm going to solve for the 2 times, actually no, I'm going to solve for the cos 26 first. Maybe that'll help with the confusion that many people get. Write those out. Cos 26 I'm going to solve. Cos of 26 is equal to that number there. Around the 3 decimal places. I would prefer it if you guys actually get as accurate as possible because it's actually quite important. So 899 technically. We round. Okay? Now, once again, I'm going to type in cos 26 again when I go to use my calculator, just to be accurate. So, next step. C squared is equal to, we can add those numbers together, 17.64 plus 20, oops, 0.25 equals 37.89. Now, next step, I'm going to multiply 2 times 4.2 times 4.5 equals 37.8 times 0.899 or cos of 26. Okay, this is very important. This is where almost all mistakes with cosine law are made. Many people believe, once they get to this part, that this, subtract this, is the next step. That is not the next step. Multiply. You have to follow bed math. The next step is to take this number and multiply it by this number here, which is cos 26. So I could have kept cos 26. I decided to equate it just to show you. But when I type it in my calculator, I'm going to retype it as cos 26. So I have 37.8 from before, multiplied by, I'm going to put bracket cos 26 and brackets. So the calculator is going to solve cos 26 and then multiply it from my answer from before, which is going to give us our new number of 33. So 37.89 subtract 33.97. We're going to take the answer from before, 37.89, subtracted by 33.97 gives us 3.92. And finally, last step, I got to find the square root of that because it says c squared. That means to get rid of that c squared, I got to find the square root of both sides. So I'm going to square root my answer from before. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Gives us 1.98, we'll say, approximately. So C is approximately 1.98 kilometers long. So between the lighthouse and the rock is approximately 1.98 kilometers long. Okay, example number 2. Again, we have our cosine law up there. This is cosine law. Remember, this is for non-right angle triangles. Last chapter was all right angle triangles. This chapter is non-right angle triangles. You got to be acute technically, but I'm not going to give you anything different. So, okay, we have this triangle in example 2. Now, they're asking us to solve for a side. I'm actually going to do something a little differently. So this is a little different from the textbook. And they have named this EDF. Okay, in this question, gentlemen, I want you to find angle, oh, poorly drawn angle, angle F. So, I'm looking for angle F. Yes. So we're going to rename that triangle. Rename this triangle. Now, because we're looking for angle F, we're going to call that angle C. Very good. Which is going to make this side C, which is equal to 6.2 centimeters. And again, A and B are not that important, so this we'll call angle A, 64 degrees, side A, and angle B, side B is 4.9 centimeters. Okay? So we've renamed this triangle. We need to solve for angle C. So again, let's write out our Pythagorean theorem. There it is. Oh, sorry, not Pythagorean. Cosine law. Thank you. We write out our cosine law. We're going to substitute our values in. So I actually have a measurement for side C this time. Okay? So side C is 6.2 centimeters. So I'm going to have 6.2 centimeters squared is equal to, oh geez, hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Side A we need to have side A in order to solve for this. Otherwise, we have too many variables. Side A is 6 centimeters, okay? That's a 6. So, let's go back to this. our A is 6, so it becomes 6 squared plus B is 4.9 centimeters squared subtracted by 2 times side A, which is again 6 centimeters. B is 4.9 centimeters. And cos of C, we do not know what angle C is, so that is what we're trying to solve for. So anytime we set up cosine law, there should only be one variable. You have 2 different variables, you don't have enough information to solve this, okay? So I don't have enough information. I'm going to rewrite this in black and solve. So 6.2 squared equals 6 squared plus 4.9 squared. Put these in brackets just to help you out. Minus 2 times 6 times 4.9 times cos of C. So let's start equating. 6.2 squared equals 38.44, which is equal to 36 at 6 squared plus 4.9 squared is 24.01. Subtracted by 2 times 6 times 4.9. I'm going to do that right now. 2 times 6 times 4.9 equals 58.8 times cos C. Now, what we need to do here is we're trying to find angle C. So I need to isolate for this cos C. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to take this 36, move it to the other side, 24, move it to the other side. When I do that, they're going to become what? Negative. So this side of the equation will say 38.44, subtract 36, subtract 24.01. Now this is very important. Equals. This is still a negative sign. So on this side of the equation, I have negative 58.8 cos C. Okay? So I'm going to subtract those numbers. 38.44 subtracted by 36 subtracted by 24.01 equals negative 21.57 is equal to negative 58.8 cos of C. Again, still trying to isolate for C. So this technically says negative 58.8 times cos of C. To get cos C by itself, what do I need to do? How do I bring it to the other side? By dividing. Remember, this is multiplication, technically. So to move that negative 58, I have to divide by negative 58, both sides of the equation. So our next line says negative 21.57 is equal to cos C divided by negative 58.8. Okay? So take our answer from before, divide negative 58.8. We get positive. That's not right. Oh, that's because I typed the wrong numbers in. Negative 21.57 divided by, I wrote subtract, negative 58.8. That makes more sense. Cos C is equal to 0.366, so on and so forth. Let's round it to 3. And finally, still, what am I trying to do, guys? So I need to move cos to the other side. What does cos become when it's on the other side? Inverse cos to that number equals C. So second function cos is equal to my answer from before. Sorry, second function cos, and then my answer from before, 68.47 C. So we just discovered that angle C, right here, is 68.47 degrees. We can round that to, well, 68.5, let's say. Okay? So it's approximately 68.5 degrees. And you change the C. So make sure you always set up the triangle so that whatever you're trying to find is set equal to C. Okay? So that's all of the work we've done right there. Okay, your homework is in your blue notebook, page 497, and it tells you to go to text 409, numbers 1, 4, 7, 14, 17.